Nancy DellOlio blev ofrivillig huvudperson när Sven-Göran Erikssons otrohetsaffärer brakade loss i media.
You have to mention to make publicity. I know she's readers, but I don't think she deserves any publicity.
Alla tog för givet att sambon till Englands förbundskapten, den mörka italienskan, låg hemma och grät. Men de tog fel. Hon tog på sig sin vackraste röda dräkt och gick på fest med sin man hos premiärministern. Nancy DellOlio är den nya mediamänniskan, skapad av media för media, och hon drar nytta av sitt kändisskap. Både genom att ställa upp för Röda Korset och genom att lansera nya affärsidéer som bygger på att hon är mediahet. Hon kommer till intervjun med en stab av make-up-artister och hårpersonal, och frågorna vill hon ha i förväg. Är Nancy den tuffa lycksökerskan som lever på sin skönhet? Eller är hon en smart, modern kvinna som fått löpa gatlopp i media på grund av sin kärlek till Sven-Göran Eriksson?
I was born in New York, and then we back in Italy, and then back in America, and base, but then the base was back in Italy, but traveling, are we back and forth with Italy and United States, New York especially.
You were always traveling?
Yes, I think I was born, even before I was born, my mother was traveling. So I think it's kind of gypsies inside of me. I was prepared for the life to have in the future. I think it is in my genes, just that I've been always traveling.
You're the eldest of 4 children?
Yes.
What kind of a girl were you?
Always I was very strong, I think, very independent. My mother used to say, I have 1 + 3. So maybe she would realize that was me.
What did that mean?
Well, I mean, to tell him, she was just considering it's Nancy and then the others, like maybe I was creating more problems or just I want more attention, maybe.
But you were kind of a wild girl. You didn't play with the dolls. Were you good at school?
Yes, I think so. Well, the beginning, well, I like certain things. I like any humanistic things. So I like always history, philosophy, literature. I like to poetry because I wanted to. I was not very good in mathematics. I'm still not very good in mathematics, but anyway. But I was quite yes, I was quite good.
Do you remember if you had any dreams for the future?
Dreams. Well, I always had dreams because I'm a stronger believer that dreams are important in life, and you have to have dreams and make the dreams come true. I was very unconventional to have a husband and regular family, children. I thought to always have that I wanted to give space to get best education I can and to discover really what I wanted to do. So I always thought that the career would be my first important achievement.
In your 20s, something very bad happened. A car ran you down and you had a horrible...
I was supposed to get in and then the car crashed me and swept me away for 20 meters.
How badly hurt were you?
My face was completely part. Right side was completely just devastated, and on my left side, arm and legs, so was quite bad injured. Yeah.
So what happened when you woke up after this accident?
I think it's the same thing we're feeling when we're born. I've been explained with my therapist that of course we don't recall that moment, but that's why I think in a way it was kind of privilege that you got a moment like I was born again.
So you regard it as a privilege, hardly having been killed by a car?
Well, I think it's quite... we had to work. You had to work in this way to turn things from things you think are negative, and that can be quite a tough experience to turn in a more positive way. And then for more than 6 months, I couldn't move from the bed.
And they had to remodel the...
Well, no. Just I had a surgery, but I have to wait 1 year to have a surgery in the face.
So how did you look?
No, not very nice. I mean, I didn't want to. They didn't give me a mirror for quite a long time.
I början av 90-talet åker Nancy till New York för att utbilda sig till jurist. När hon återvände till Italien så engagerar hon sig politiskt i den nuvarande premiärministern Silvio Berlusconis parti Forza Italia.
It was a great moment in 1994 in Italy when Berlusconi because we needed a change. Italy needed a change at that time. And he was a man that even came out completely an outsider.
So you were in his campaign?
I was definitely involved because I was the one responsible for the launch of the campaign in Rome. Mm-hmm. So I've been working with close people close to him, and it was a fantastic experience.
And you were very successful too.
And I was very successful, yes.
2001 blir Svennis tränare för det engelska fotbollslandslaget och paret flyttar till England. Och om de har varit påpassade av media i Italien så är det ingenting mot vad som väntar. Varje steg bevakas och Nancy DellOlio blir plötsligt en superkändis.
Of course, just because it was a little bit scandal, especially for me, that I left my husband, and he always, I think, he was very well known. But I think when you write Rome and Lazio, because being very, very successful again for the first time in Italy, so of course gained all the attention of the media. And I think always we have been like a couple that we get the attention because we are different. We are, I don't know why, but of course still always we had a lot of attention with the media even in Italy, but nothing compared since we arrived here in Britain.
As you say, very different. What attracted you to him in the first place?
I think the opposite of we attract each other. Well, we are different, but at the same time, I think we are a lot in common, but a lot of things are different, of course. Like you can see, even our colors are different. Always I find generally opposite attractive.
So you have described this period anyway as the most difficult period of your life. I mean, you were married. How did your husband? How did you inform your husband?
I informed like happen in many couples that I informed about that I was in love with somebody else. I informed quite soon. I realized that that was happening.
Mm. I read that you asked Sven to go to your husband.
No, of course not, but we not say everyone knows the truth, so you should ask to the people that were close to us. I think it was Sven's decision. It was not my decision, it was Sven's decision. I think it was the fantastic thing to do.
It was Sven's decision to do what?
I think it was easy, natural to go to talk with my ex-husband. We found it was completely natural, and it was for him. I think it was great things to do. Not many men can do it, of course, but he did it.
2001 blir Svennis tränare för det engelska fotbollslandslaget och paret flyttar till England. Och om de har varit påpassade av media i Italien så är det ingenting mot vad som väntar. Varje steg bevakas och Nancy DellOlio blir plötsligt en superkändis.
I think the most difficult things is to cope with intrusion of your private life. It is quite difficult to accept. There should be a limit. In a country, in Sweden it's different, in Italy it's different. In Britain, like I think you know, they have no law about privacy. So there is no balance between the right of information and the protection of the privacy. Then I think it's about time they're trying to commit themselves to do something about it. So this is quite difficult.
So it's a very, very high price the two of you are paying for the job that Sven has?
In a way, yes. It's quite high price.
Is it worth it?
No, I don't know. It's never worth it to. Sometimes it's never worth it to pay so high price when it comes to things that are so personal.
Do you still love Nancy? Well, private is private, but I'm sure you will find out. You're parked outside my home, so.
You have a passion for football.
Yes, quite. Yes.
Oh, I thought you really had a passion for football, but...
No, well, I'm passionate for football since I met Sven, I learned what passion for football is.
Uh-huh.
I follow with passion because it's part of my life. it's I like it or not like it. It was something that I can't fight it. I have to enjoy it. So now I'm glad that I like it.
Nancy har inget vanligt arbete. Att vara Svennis fästmö är ett heltidsjobb. Men hon är engagerad i Röda Korset och tillsammans med Svenny så har hon också startat organisationen Truce. Genom att skapa fotbollsplaner och ordna matcher i krigsdrabbade länder så ska fotbollen användas i fredsarbetet.
You went to Israel
Yes.
to create a game between Israelis and Palestinians. How did this come about?
I went to Israel because one of the part of a truce is to focus about the project in the Middle East and to learn them to play together, to live together. So both sides, Israeli has to learn Arabs, the Palestinians to learn Hebrew. So they have to know each other's history, and they spend hours at school, and at the end they have to play football in one and the same team. So not only against each other, they play in the same team together.
I mean, it's very evident that you're a very strong and independent woman, but how is it to be economically dependent?
Well, I'm not economically dependent. No. So, but then when you live with someone, is never you find the right way. But I'm not economically dependent.
But you're not working. I mean, you don't have a job.
But I have many jobs. I mean, I'm a merry way to earn money and to make money with the most. I mean, so it's.
But I thought the kind of work you are doing now is non-paid, like for the Red Cross.
But you know, with many other interests, things involved investment that I my way to earn money, like always been. So. No, this is secondary aspect. Completely.
Do you think that one should be economically independent?
I think to be economically independent always helps, definitely helps to make your choice.
Your role models, I've heard, are Condoleezza Rice and Hillary Clinton. Why
Condoleezza Rice? I think she has an incredible. She's a woman with an incredible power at the moment. And she has the ability to use the power. Thinking about the foreign minister is one of the most incredible, powerful person around the world. She has quite tenderness and strong personality, a nice way to approach, and quite clear how to send the message out.
But your role models are both women who kind of seem to work 24 hours a day or more. And you, I think, in the image of the public, is more of a kind of woman who doesn't have a proper job, even though you do a lot for the Red Cross, etc.
It's more than only the Red Cross, yeah. No, well, no, they're different. The things I like is not only the power, the position they have in the public eyes, but I think they send across a very human, very feminine sort of side, how difficult it is for women to handle both sides. And that's why it more intrigues me. Of course, I can be thinking, just because we were mentioned about politicians, but can be many other examples of women dedicate their life to their partner, husband. And then, of course, like every life and example is different. But when you happen to live with someone who's already in the public eyes, is a public figure, not all the time, if you, especially in certain moment, someone has to give some more space to the other when the other has no choice to do it.
2002 in April, when the media wrote about Sven having an affair with Ulrika Jonsson, a couple of days after that, the 24th of April, you went to see a game with Arsenal, your favorite team. And what happened when you came into the...
Well, I was very, very surprised that that was quite an emotion, because all stadium stands just to applause and screaming my name. So it was a very emotional moment.
Why did they do that?
Well, I have no idea. I think it was just to, in a way, because the English people, they are very warm and they're very sensible. And I think they want to show me all the support and that they were with me. And then with me and with us, because, of course, they like us there to be together.
But they were shouting Nancy, Nancy.
Yeah. Yes, I think it was to showing support, and that is one of the things that the stadium creates, because for them, I belong to them, and maybe in some. And anyways, being was great emotional moment. Even though it was between to cry and to love. I was laughing, and then because then I have to wave. I mean, to thank them, and that comes naturally. But of course, always I found a way. It was another moment to laugh.
How did you feel then, standing there waving like a queen?
Yeah, well, it was a way to practice. It is a joke. I don't know what you're expecting, but they really appreciate the way I am. Maybe because this kind of behavior, they say it's behavior from. They in England say there is something they're expecting from the royal family to behave like this. I think anyone has a lot of dignity and knows what's really is going on in their life. I couldn't act in a different way because this is my way.
So a short time after this story with Sven and Ulrika, you were invited to attend Downing Street.
You have to mention, to make publicity. I know she's Swedish, but I don't think she deserves any publicity.
Sorry?
Well, no, I think it's not necessary to make a name to do publicity on television.
How do you mean? I
mean, to name this name, to make publicity.
Aha! But after this story broke out, you were invited to 10 Downing Street, and you went there and you had this red, fantastic panty dress, and there was a big reaction to this. Tell me about the reaction.
Again, I can't really explain the reaction of the press, because it was something completely natural came for me. And I remember I was laughing the day after, and I think I'm laughing because I could imagine there's something like that without planning. If I wanted to have something like that created, not the best PR and media people could create that for me. And that's why if I think I'm laugh, and I remember the moment I was walking, it was a series of coincidences. First of all, the dress that I like very much was, of course, very, very elegant. Was noticed because it was a little bit more elegant than the others. But in Italy, nobody would notice because
that dress would be noticed
But I'm
everywhere.
sure that it does everywhere. But then it would be more less fuss about it in a way. But I think it was not the dress. It was me. It was the coincidence and everything. So I don't know because it was. Anyway, it was everything.
This morning, your husband had been unfaithful to you. You were invited to the Prime Minister. You know the media is going to be there. You're standing in front of the wardrobe. What is going through your mind?
But this is John. I was going to, of course, but it's not only that moment.
There was a moment when you were actually standing there, and
it's been decided a few days ago. Of course, you don't decide that moment what to wear.
Ooh, you decide a week ahead, or what?
Maybe I can't remember how long before, but of course usually when you have an official venue, so usually I think everyone decides a couple of days before.
Of course. Why have you become such a celebrity?
I don't know. Well, you make an inquiry. Why are you here? You make the interview with you. I don't know, really. It's something that happened in life. And like, I think I follow the flow of my life. I've always been. And why I became a celebrity, I have no idea.
But how did you become a celebrity then?
I don't even like the words. I mean, I became in a public eyes. Things happened. I do it just because I follow what's happening in my everyday life, and I've been trying to use, like I said before, all this attention in a positive way. So doing all the things that I'm doing that has been great, moves me to become what they say celebrities. Even I don't like to use this word.
You had to suffer your husband's infidelities in front of the whole world. What does it take to go through a thing like that?
Well, it's a great measure in life, and it's one of the great opportunities that you have to really to understand who you are and how you are. It's easy to deal with and to appear when everything is easy. Of course, it's something that everyone would like to avoid it. Hopefully, there's something completely special when you are in a public figure. So something has to be that's completely private. There's no reason to be mentioned from anybody else. So it's quite big efforts. And there's another great proof, the lives that I give it to you. And the best you can do is try to learn.
And what did you learn?
Well, to become much stronger, I learned a lot. I mean, I think always my line says, what doesn't kill you make you much more stronger. So I think I'm even more stronger.
But are you really saying that a man's infidelity can also be good in the long run?
Well, that's why I said it's something that depends. Any case is different, and depends. It's something that you deal with. You have to deal with. The couple has to deal with that.
Yeah.
And there is something. I'm sure there is some in some circumstances you can learn, because that depends why that happened. Just because the only person involved, they know why that happened.
Can you see it as a kind of message?
Of course, it was a message for me, only for me.
How do you mean when you say that? You said that it was a message.
I said that we're not going any further, but it was a message for me and for us. So I think both of us had to learn something.
Mm-hmm. Talking about cultural differences in Italy and in Northern Europe, I think in Northern Europe, if a husband is unfaithful, the woman is more likely to say, I'm going to divorce you, go away.
You say Northern Europe? Mm.
I think so. Yeah. And whilst in Italy, it seems to me that you tend more to forgive and go on. What do you think?
Well, forgiveness, it's great value. And well, if you are Catholic, you careful to. It's a gift that you have to learn to take, because they're learning you to be. So it's not easy to have this value, but I'm pleased that it belongs to me.
And then you forgive once, and then it happens again. I mean, last summer the same thing happened. Your husband was untrue, and how did he? I mean, and the media was going crazy as always.
Yeah, but that is why I don't, because I live where the media want to. It was another thing created by the media, and who knows what's being created. So I'm not going through this road again.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
I'm not going through this road again, because I don't comment about what's in the media. So I don't say yes or no. You're reporting what the media say, and I make no comment. No, of course it was all over Europe. But then, what was the question?
I think all over the world.
Maybe. That means really, well, the word and nothing else. But
no, the question was, you forgive once and then it happens again and the media is going crazy, and where are you on all this?
Where we're supposed to be doing focus on myself and focus on the real important things. It's just me. I'm a partner, knew it. Nobody else. No one else always been involved in this. Always someone's trying to use us, but we're much stronger.
What is love to you?
Oh, love is most everything. Love is one of the most important value for me. Love in all the aspects. It can be life without love. No, it could be quite sad.
Do you believe in lifelong love?
Yes, I do. It takes a lot of efforts, and I think it could be tiring, but I definitely believe it.
So you're hoping to stay with Sven for the rest of your life?
I didn't say that. And you asked me if I want to say if I believe in long term. Well, who knows?
Well, you're being very, very theoretical now, aren't you? If you say you believe in lifelong love and you have lived
so
with Sven for a couple of years.
Oh no, it's maybe 7 years, but you never know. Maybe next will be for other 30 years, and who knows. So, but generally, yes.
Yes.
I believe in long.
And family, children?
Well, children, maybe. We'll see. That's right. Every day is another. Everyday life always starts again.
There are no high heels high enough
It's
for
fun,
you.
you know. Well, yes. So I in a way, sometimes.
Why?
No, it's quite a joke, but I like this. It's not my expression. I wrote somewhere, somebody say that is for a woman, high heels never be high enough. And then I like in a way, yes, it's not my, because for me, an expression of femininity. And then depends what you're wearing, of course, and it is nice, for example, you are definitely tall, you don't need any heels, but I'm sure you're wearing sometime, but I know beauty sometimes requires some sacrifice. They say.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
If you want to be beautiful, you have to suffer.
You have to suffer. Well, yes, I heard this, but maybe in a way it's true.
You said that I love being a woman, especially in our time. What did you mean by that?
Well, because I think it's much easier for us to be a woman in our time. If I think all the how much I've been the feminist movement, even I don't see myself in a way feminist, because somebody else have done already the job. So I think when we
but you can enjoy the work.
We can
of
enjoy it,
feminists.
right? Definitely. I got back the privilege to be a woman. And I like the difference of rules, because one thing I think they've been confused was the difference of rules.
But when you say that the woman and the man have different roles, how do you mean?
Well, I mean, I think we know as a man and woman, just because we are different, we have different roles.
But what is the role of the woman?
But not exactly what is the roles. And I want us confused that a woman can do everything a man can do, and man can do everything a woman can do. I like to, well, like every game, like between man and woman, it's a game, and we have different rules to play. And we're not say more, express more, better than this. And I like this game, and it has to be played with the proper rules.
And are you good at playing it?
I think so. I was born in New York, and then we back in Italy, and then back in America, and base, but then the base was back in Italy, but traveling, always back and forth with Italy and United States, New York especially.
You were always traveling?
Yes, I think I was born, even before I was born, my mother was traveling. So I think it's kind of gypsies inside of me. I was prepared for the life in the future. I think it is in my genes, just that I've been always traveling.
You're the eldest of 4 children?
Yes.
What kind of a girl were you?
Always I was very strong, I think, very independent. My mother used to say, I have 1 + 3. So maybe she would realize that was me.
What did that mean?
Well, I mean, at the time, I mean, she was just considering that's Nancy and then the others, like maybe I was creating more problems or just I want more attention, maybe.
But you were kind of a wild girl. You didn't play with the dolls. Were you good at school?
Yes, I think so. Well, the beginning,
Nancy DellOlio blev ofrivillig huvudperson när Sven-Göran Erikssons otrohetsaffärer brakade loss i media.
You have to mention to make publicity. I know she's Swedish, but I don't think she deserves any publicity.
Alla tog för givet att sambon till Englands förbundskapten, den mörka italienskan, låg hemma och grät. Men de tog fel. Hon tog på sig sin vackraste röda dräkt och gick på fest med sin man hos premiärministern. Nancy DellOlio är den nya mediamänniskan, skapad av media för media, och hon drar nytta av sitt kändisskap, både genom att ställa upp för Röda Korset och genom att lansera nya affärsidéer som bygger på att hon är mediahet. Hon kommer till intervjun med en stab av make-up-artister och hårpersonal, och frågorna vill hon ha i förväg. Är Nancy den tuffa lycksökerskan som lever på sin skönhet? Eller är hon en smart, modern kvinna som fått löpa gatlopp i media på grund av sin kärlek till Sven-Göran Eriksson?